Okay, so I'm going to experiment here with a way to keep the camera rolling while I paddle a little bit. So this is Wisconsin Dells that most people don't get to see. In the summertime it's full of jet skis and beer drinking, which of course I have absolutely nothing against, assuming it's not Miller Lite or Bud Light or any of those other abominations. But you see, today, certainly on a cloudy day, but you know, after into October and before May, you can have this beautiful river all to yourself. I wouldn't but doubt if we don't run into one of the tour boats before we get done, 2 or 3 times, I would think. But this is one of the particularly beautiful stretches right here. And I know you can see the caves that line the shore. There's a couple of the rocks where the tourists follow the trail and jump into the water. The water here, especially, I'll do some more when we get into the Narrows, but it's deceptively calm. Here it's calm, but once you get into the Narrows, there's some real dangerous undertows that, you know, have pulled even the best swimmers that have fallen in, have drowned them because of the turbulence. Especially if you get caught in there when you've got a couple of yahoos and jet skis that don't slow down, or a speedboat. They've even got a couple of jet boats on this river that, you know, their big deal is cutting donuts for the tourists. So you get a lot of wake, which, you know, is kind of fun. But on a day like today, I just like to paddle. It'll be about a 4-hour trip up to the end of the lake and back. I'll have lunch up there, maybe practice a few rolls. The water's still fairly warm. But anyway, so decided next year I would start my Lake Superior Odyssey. It's going to be called Inside Out, Soloing Lake Superior, or some such thing. So next year I'm going to ride my bike around it, and the next year I'll paddle around it, and then I'd like to spend a couple years maybe writing a travel book about it, juxtapositioning the outside of the lake from the bicycle with the inside of the lake from the kayak. Talk about the relative distances that you can go in a day and what it finds. Anyway, I think once we get past the bluffs here, I'll turn it off and save it for the Narrows, because I'm not exactly sure if this thing's even rolling. But if it is, look at this. Isn't this pretty? God. And you know, 70 or 80% of the people that come to the Dells never even get to see this. You know, they're all in the t-shirt shops and the goofy golfs. Of course, there are assholes who do see it. I don't know if you have a present graffiti. But I mean, this was the only attraction here 100 years ago. This is why people came to Wisconsin Dells, just to see this. Now this particular, maybe I'll wait till I get past here. This is called Somebody Something or Other. This is a real famous structure. This right up ahead, this column on the left here, that a lot of people, you know, whenever they make their mock-up of the Dells, this is always kind of, I think this is it, unless it's Standing Rock. Maybe it's Standing Rock. I don't know. This is really a pretty column. Look at that. Just love it. God. It's nothing better, you guys. If you don't have a kayak, you should really think about getting one. And of course, I would highly recommend the Greenland style paddling. Much easier on the body, and I just think a little purer form, considering that's how it started. Alright, I think I'm going to click off the camera. Well, maybe I'll let you see these colors. Look at this. God, I hope the colors are coming out. Alright, so I'll turn it on when we get to the narrows.